I'm Josh from The Sun, here with your Gladiators recap. We had a new batch of contenders vying for a place in the quarterfinal in the 4th episode of the BBC rebooted series, so let's get into it. Representing the boys was 41-year-old civil servant Matt from Wales and 33-year-old ballet enthusiast Chung. When introducing the contestants, Bradley Walsh made the surprising revelation that he also did ballet before showing off his best ensemble. Who knew that he had the skill? Now, both the aspiring athletes faced off first in the Powerball challenge against Apollo, Phantom and Legend. Nimble Chung scored quickly, but the show got off to a contentious start with a delay as Phantom lost his shoe. For the girls, it was dentist Sharon, who herself admitted that she wanted to be a gladiator, and mother of four Nia for another contentious round against Fire, Fury and Athena. It was a 2-2 draw, but Nia's points were called into question after she was tackled. However, the 33-year-old managed to keep the ball in the air, so her points counted. Next up was hang touch. For the boys, Matt hit the mat literally in 24 seconds after Legend locked in and started with the pull-ups. Chung initially had a good defence with his ample core strength and high kicks. And even though he also succumbed to the Lycradon muscle man, even Nitra admitted that he was a good contender, and he too expressed an interest in doing ballet. It seemed to be a running theme throughout the episode. For the girls, Sharon took on Comet, and although she reached the red zone, she was taken down by a pincer move as she was left only using one hand. Although her performance was praised, it was unmatched by Nia, who faced Dynamite. Although she managed to evade the Gladiator and stay hanging, the Black Bull personality did not reach the end of the red zone and scored no points. Next up was the wall, and it was even Stevens for the boys as both Chung and Matt breezed through the challenge as they were chased by Steel and Nitro respectively. It was a close call, but Chung snuck over first, earning those 10 points. Sharon and Nia were chased by Diamond and Electro, and Diamond was left absolutely furious as she fell off the wall as she tried to grab Sharon's leg, but was just left with her sock and her shoe. Sharon even made it over the wall first, despite the blonde bombshell's best counter attempts. Now, the 4th event was the iconic duel with the famous pugil sticks. Matt faced Giant, who said he was initially shocked by the competitor. He lasted a full 6 seconds before being hammered off the platform. And in an adorable moment, fans online were left in hysterics as Matt's niece was left glaring at the athlete. Now, Chung didn't fare much better with his crouching strategy as he lasted a full 2 seconds on the platform. The presenters then revealed it was the fastest duel any contestant had since the show started. So much for nimble. For the girls, Sharon blocked Saber's first strike as she lost her balance, and Fury hath risen when she faced off against Nia, and it was such a win for the female gladiators that they then celebrated in the dressing room. Before the Eliminator, the final event was the Gauntlet, as the boys were tasked with outrunning Biopic, Steel, Giant and Viper, who was greeted with a thunderous round of boos from the arena. The villain of the bunch tried to pin Matt down in Zone 2, but the ref ruled the pin illegal, although he just couldn't make it past Giant's grip. Chung did better as he breezed past all 4 of the gladiators with just 4 seconds to spare to score another 10 points. He then did a roly-poly on the floor to celebrate as he came ahead with 28 points to Matt's 13. In the final Eliminator round, Chung got over 7 seconds for his head start, which proved just too much for Matt as he fell getting onto the net. The infamous Travelator was no match for Chung, whom absolutely breezed through to the quarterfinal, as Bradley remarked that it was one of the fastest Eliminator runs you will ever see. For the ladies, it was far more of a nail-biter as Sharon's 2.5 second head start was practically nothing as Nia quickly made up the lost ground. Both ladies slipped on the balance beams and they raced up the travelator at the exact same time. But a last-minute stumble from Sharon meant that Nia took the victory. Now we'll be back next week, as always, to give you all the top moments from another action-packed episode of Gladiators. See you next time.